Hello everyone, this is Extra1201 here for chapter 16. Here I am able to have Rinkah basically take care of these two knights with the hammer, which is good because not only do I get these two enemies out of the way, but I also get her to level 10, which is nice. This chapter is very spread out when it comes to enemies, so I need a lot of units. I reclass Reina into Mechanist, which allows her to basically be a combat god. Now you might be saying, okay, but Exka, doesn't she have E-rank shurikens? And I go, not in Fates, thanks to forging. So the plan is basically to get her to D-rank shurikens. Ryoma's just able to kind of take on the hero and Sork that are just here. And thanks to some good positioning, I'm able to spread my units as far as possible. I have Christof in range of the hero and the fighters. I didn't need it. I'm about to crit all the fighters. I mean the mercs and the hero. I don't need to crit the mercs, but I do need to crit the hero to 1-rank KO him. But even then, it's not a really big deal. I just really wanted to get EXP. Rinkah finally gets a level 10. As for Reina, the plan is essentially to get her to D-rank shurikens, which happens after 21 rounds of combat. So that way I'm able to give her 2 arm scrolls to get her to dual shurikens in B rank. So that way she's able to 1-round KO the left side of chapter 22. Here I basically have Kagero and Kaden essentially deal with the stragglers. I use rescue in this map about 2 times, since there is also a bottom section with an outlaw who just kind of stands there menacingly, and there's a door in the way, so you basically have to be right next to the door, and this is a route map, so it's kind of tricky. And there's also a dark mage on a fire ballist on a fire orb that's on the top right corner of the map that also does not move, and you have to manually kill both fire orb mages, which is also kind of tricky. So getting as much movement as possible ASAP in this map is just kind of a challenge in of itself. One of the chests has an arm scroll. I'm not able to get it, but I don't need to get it, fortunately. Here, Hinoka is just really good as a rescue bot. I'm able to have Ryoma just dive head first into combat. And Hinoka gets ever closer. For this section, Reina is going to be able to deal. I separate the Wyvern Lord so that way I have more space. I have more movement. Reina actually handles mages here rather well. Rinkah with a Kagero with a Rinkah pair up is also able just to deal with enemies rather well. And Kaden is also useful in this chapter just as a filler unit. You honestly want filler units in this bottom section of the map just to deal with the knight reinforcements that also come up later. That outlaw is just going to steal a silence, but I don't really use silence anyway. And I kill the outlaw. I also managed to get both chests, which is rather nice. This map is mostly just moving as far as possible, as quickly as possible, and just having your units juggernaut as hard as possible, essentially. Thankfully, Ryoma and Reina essentially have no problem juggernauting, and Reina is an incredibly helpful asset to this map, just for the fact that she can roar around KO so many of these enemies, which is incredible, because, even Ryoma needs some help sometime. And also, thanks to Tonics, I can basically live, which is very nice. Ryoma also procs Vantage, which helps with just maintaining dual gauge, which is also nice. There is also a paired up enemy, the general paired of Sork, that I need to take care of. It's actually kind of funny. In one of the clears of the map, Iago actually managed to hit and crit Ryoma, so that was not nice. I also needed the extra movement just to be in that position to get the outlaw out of the way. Sometimes I pause just to contemplate my movements. And I have Hinoka just kind of wait there so that way Azura can sing, and I can rescue Reina as much I can have Reina rescued over as much distance as possible, since she really needs to get to that bottom section with the outlaw ASAP, frankly. And also, thanks to just concoctions, I can live. And dual gauge, I can live. Dual gauge is incredibly helpful, just in general. I also have Caden just deal with this dark mage, and then I'm gonna have him deal with the outlaw. Kagero also just deals with these knights, which are rather nice. And there's going to be fighter reinforcements on the next turn. So Kagero is just always helpful. There are also outlaw reinforcements on those stairs below Ryoma. So dealing with those, getting the map done as fast as possible to deal with those is also very nice. Oh, I also want Reina to get level 5 as fast as possible because of the fact that she gets Gollum and that helps her get an Oko on a Mechanist in Chapter 19, which is very good because it just helps with a strat. I will go more in depth with that strat, but I just want her to get EXP as much as possible. Reina and Ryoma really are just the MVPs of this map. And Ryoma's able to get Defender, which is great. I'm able to get a bunch of resources that just help me get more gold. Silence I'm also going to have for more gold. I move Kagero into this position because on the next turn, there are going to be mages that come up through those stairs, and I want to deal with the mages as soon as possible. I move Christof basically just to deal with the outlaws that are gonna come up. The same with Hinoka, since those are kind of nasty to deal with. Fortunately, Reina gets lucky. Reina could have taken 2 hits, so it's honestly reliable either way. The movement in regards to separating. So ninjas give +1 move on pair up, and those separating placements was necessary because I need to KO both the Dark Mage on the top part of the map as well as the Dark Mage on the fire orb below that. And Christof, thanks to placement, helps with obtaining that kill, which is very nice. And right there, those are the reinforcements. So Reina is just going to be placed here. She doesn't need to get the door, but she's just placed here so that way she can bait the outlaw who doesn't move. Hinoka KOs this outlaw. Ryoma thankfully has enough movement to get to the top and deal with the Dark Mage who doesn't move. This map is all just about smart positioning and spreading your units out as much as possible. I got a goddess icon, which I basically sell. I see how far I should say, I can move Kagero so that way Azura can sing her. So that way she's in range of those dark mages that she can kill in enemy phase. Overall, this map was actually pretty fun. Honestly, it was just really fun managing how to move your units. And I am not going to get that kill because I am not going to risk a crit. I'm not going to risk a hit on Christof. This map took about an hour and a half just to keep doing, essentially. I don't even know what's in that other chest on the bottom. But honestly, I don't think it's important. I think it's just gold or something, which I'm fine with. I buy a bunch of seals. And now it's chapter 16 in 5 turns. Pretty fun map.